Thank you. Last question on the topic of energy. This one on an energy bill from Patricia. Do you support SF 585 as written? It seems to favor the utilities at the expense of the ratepayers.
Yeah, this would be the governor's energy bill, both chambers there. This is, when I said that when I started off by saying that we got a lot of big issues to tackle here before the end of session. That is particularly one of them. To answer your question, no, I do not support it as is. I don't see any way that bill makes it out of either chamber as is, frankly, let alone getting down to the governor's office for a signature. There's a lot of complicated issues inside there, whether it be right of first refusal, whether it be integrated rate making plan. I would agree with you, Patricia, that there's gotta be some more consumer protections or consumer oriented solutions inside that bill. I'll leave it there at that. I want to give both chambers the ability to negotiate if there even is a pathway forward for that. But right now, I just think from a consumer standpoint, there's a lot of things, and not, when I say consumer, I always try to, especially on tax policy, right, where income taxes, property taxes, from a mom and pop standpoint. I know there's a lot of large energy users out there that are consumers, and they have a fair amount to say as well too, but ultimately, from the scope of that bill, the way I would like to look at it is how is this actually going to lower the rates or at least stabilize the rates for any normal household in Carter Lake or Council Bluffs, not just for some big fight between large energy users and large energy producers.
Bottom line is, I agree with Senator Dawson. I do not believe that this bill moves forward in its current form. We have had some lengthy discussions on it within our caucus to try and determine what the best path forward is. And the bottom line is, how do we help the ratepayers? How do we help reduce your energy costs? What's the best way we can go about that while still having good production, good transmission, and making sure that we don't have rolling blackouts or a lack of energy when you really need it. When you want the air conditioner on in the summer, or you want the heat blown in the winter, you're gonna have baseload energy. But the consumer is where our focus as House Republicans is at, and trying to make sure that we are helping you. With inflation being as high as it is, the economy and everything costing more, we want to make sure we're saving you as much money as we possibly can. And so we are taking a very healthy look at this to figure out what is the best approach, what is the best path forward. There was a lot that was originally encompassed in the governor's initial proposal. I do not believe that all of that will make it across the finish line. Whatever we do pass, it's going to be with thinking of you, the ratepayer, keeping you at the top of mind, and how are we helping you, not just a big corporation or a monopoly like Mid-America or Alliant Energy. We want to help you.
Well, if that's the last question, we're going to end in bipartisan, unanimous fashion. I would tend to agree with both of those sentiments. One, I don't think that this is going to get across the finish line in the way that we currently have it. If we've got disagreement on the pipeline, we've got equal amounts of people all over the place on both sides of the aisle on right of first refusal by itself, let alone all the additional components that we've got in this. And so I think we're going to have to probably see some of these carved out in individually run as bills. I don't think we can have them all together in there and get enough support to get across the aisle. However, I will double or triple down on what they have said. For me, my calculus in this bill is what is ultimately going to make the rate, what is going to bring down the cost for you guys, for the constituents. That's what I care about in this circumstance. And so when I'm looking at whatever we end up seeing in this final form, that will be my calculus in whether I support this or don't.
I got one follow-up. You can tell by our demeanor up here, we all have consternation with the bill to some extent there, but there is some good things in the bill too. One of the things I do want to highlight is just this national mindset change on nuclear. And within the bill is basically clearing the way for micro nuke to be placed here, modular micro nukes throughout basically what you would see in your U.S. Navy submarines, co-located with a lot of our energy producing facilities here throughout the state. The reason why it's really important is that it's a lot safer and it's a lot less wasteful than it was 30 years ago when we had these large nuclear plants. And the reality, as we move to more renewable fuel oriented energy sources, those micro nukes are very important to stabilize that base load through low wind times or cloudy times and stuff along those lines. So I just want to say there actually is a few good things in there. There's a lot, but we spend all our time on the bad stuff, which is the whole legislature. So thank you.